Welcome to True Recaps. Spoilers ahead. Today we are going to review the Netflix movie I Came By, released in 2022. At the start of the film, we are introduced to two graffiti artists, Toby, played by George McKay, and Jay, played by Purcell Ascot. They have a special habit of breaking into the homes of the affluent and spray painting a sign with the words, I Came By. The two have chosen Sir Hector Blake, a recently retired High Court judge played by Hugh Bonneville, as their latest target. But Jay starts to have second thoughts about carrying out their plan, especially given that his girlfriend is pregnant and Hector is revered as a saint who devotes a lot of time helping immigrants. As we get to know Toby's mother, Lizzie, played by Kelly MacDonald, we learn that she is a counselor and that she and her son, who spends much of his time in his room watching YouTube videos, have a very tumultuous relationship. Toby chooses to break into Hector's house over Jay's objections, and he quickly makes a startling discovery. This is the first major twist. Compromised photographs of a young guy who looks to have been hurt, as well as a barred door that seems to have something unsettling behind it, are found in the judge's basement. Later he tries to fill Jay in on his discovery, but his friend isn't interested in hearing it, so he instead calls the police, who soon arrive to search Hector's basement, although they initially don't seem to find anything incriminating. Toby decides to return to Hector's house and break in once more, following an intense argument with his mother. This is when events drastically change. Toby discovers a young man being held captive in the locked chamber and offers to help him. Unfortunately, Hector has learned that there is a trespasser on his property and arrives on the scene, fatally striking Toby with a cricket bat before burning him in a ceramic furnace. Naturally, Lizzie worries when Toby doesn't come home for a few days, and she and Jay work to figure out where her son has gone. After learning Hector must have been involved during their investigation, Jay goes to the judge's home and steals a letter from his mailbox, which he then tells Lizzie he found in Toby's room. When Lizzie informs the authorities that Hector might have been involved in the disappearance, they immediately undertake another search of Hector's property and discover the secret basement door. Hector maintains the empty secret chamber was just a panic room, but D.S. Ella Lloyd, played by Frank Ashman, is not persuaded and arrests him. Although he is later released when he calls up his friend and squash partner, Superintendent William Roy. Lizzie pursues Hector and soon discovers him talking to Omid, played by Yazdan Kafuri, a young Iranian man whose parents have rejected him because he is gay and who is awaiting the outcome of his refugee application. Hector pledges to assist Omid when he gets to Hector's house, but after telling Omid a tale from his youth, Hector spikes his drink and begins making unwanted attempts. When he was younger, he explains, a young boy called Ravi, played by Antonio Akil, was invited to live with them by his father. His father adopted him as one of the family and gave him special care. Hector's mother was eventually pushed out from the room and made to stay in the guest room while his dad made the decision to put Ravi to bed. Also, Hector began to feel he was being replaced, which led Hector to almost kill him. Unsurprisingly, this information makes Omid anxious, and when Hector isn't looking, he jumps out the window. Omid is then saved by Lizzie, who has been waiting outside in her car the entire time, but not before Hector is able to see and recognize her. Later, Lizzie returns to D.S. Lloyd and tells her about Omid, who won't speak to the police directly out of concern that his application for permanent residence may be denied. Then, when D.S. Lloyd informs her that Omid is missing, Lizzie makes the decision to act on her own after speaking with Jay, who declines to risk going to great lengths to get into Hector's home. She enters Hector's home using the keys he had placed in a lockbox outside his gate, but Hector confronts her before she has a chance to look too far. He binds her up in his basement and tells her that the secret area also has Omid's captivity. After viciously killing Omid and Lizzie, Hector sets their bodies on fire. Jay visits Hector's house a week after Lizzie vanishes out of sight, out of concern, only to find that it is now for sale. As a result, he assumes that Lizzie is also killed and blames himself for failing to assist her. Meanwhile, Naz, Jay's girlfriend, chooses to leave Jay and relocate in order to safeguard her son, as she suspects Jay is in danger. Following a brief pause, Naz informs Jay that Hector will be honored at his alma mater, a boarding school. Jay arrives at the location and walks Hector home. A creak on the floor wakes Hector up just as he tries to beat him with the same bat he used to kill so many people. A struggle breaks out between the two, and Jay eventually knocks the elderly man out. Jay punches him repeatedly, demanding to know where Toby and Lizzie are, but he doesn't receive the answer he needs. He also frees another man who was imprisoned in Hector's garage. He also informs the police. When Detective Sergeant Lloyd arrives on the scene, she discovers Hector beaten and bound with sellotape with the words, "I came by," scrawled on the wall. The investigator smirks at Hector at the end of the film. That's all for this video. Please like, subscribe, share and comment on this video if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.